I was saying in my opening that when I was a very young reporter, I went to Kargil and I met Vikram Batra, and I said to him, don't you feel scared? Aapko dar nahi lagta? To which he said, ye dil mange more. And I still want to understand the relationship between courage and vulnerability, because being brave is not the absence of fear. It is managing fear. So let me ask you, we're living in an age of war. We're seeing missiles fly over Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Kuwait. We saw these kind of missiles and drones come in during Op Sindoor in our own country. What scares Major Swati?
You said it right, that courage is not the absence of fear. Because, when you're at something, you're detailed to do some particular task. Like I was deployed in a high altitude area where I was supposed to take a convoy, and it was snowing also. Initially, obviously, you feel apprehension that, okay, it's snowing and you have to take your troops and your machinery, everything alongside. But then when you realize that your troops are also relying on you, and you need to just focus on the task at hand and stay grounded. And it is very important to stay grounded. And I think that that's what has, helped me overcome my fear.
But bullets, terrorism, war...
I don't think that... No,
that scares you?
No, it's okay for me.
It's okay?
Yes.
It's okay?
Yeah. No, I think, you've been trained to get over that, so it's not something that fears,
I do not know another profession where this sentence, I would say bullets, terrorism, war, and the person on the other side would say, it's okay. I want to open this up for questions. There are many of you from Fauji backgrounds, but even those who are not, I'm sure you have questions running through your mind. Ma'am, I'm going to start here. I'm sure you raised your hand, you said you have a military connection. If I could request you to go to that mic, please. And do introduce yourself at the mic. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Shivani Lorai, and I don't have a question, but
a thought, a comment?
Very much. So I wanted to join the Indian Army.
Wow.
Yeah. So most of my family is from the armed forces. My dad was in the Indian Air Force. My brother is in. But the problem started when my brother went before me, and he was in the academy, and I've always wanted to follow him, whether it was hostel, so Snar is where we went, and where he went, and I wanted to be with him, and he was always overprotective. No, I've heard girls abused there, so she can't go. Similarly with the Indian Army, when he went through the exercise or when the training, he said, no, you're too delicate, you can't go, she's not going. Yeah. So he put his foot down, and he always, in his mind, it was always that I'm too delicate, so to say, for...
And did you argue? Did you try and argue that?
There was no arguing with him. So it's, the same scenario that Gunjan, the movie that came in, where the brother was put in, so it was exactly the same for me.
Yeah.
And so it was always a dream to be Major Shivani Lorai. I have the exposure through my family, through all of my relatives, and very proud of you, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you relate? Thank you for sharing that. And I'm so sorry. I generally want to say to everybody who says, I really had this dream to do this, I want to say it's never too late. But unfortunately for the military, I can't say that. But I'm sure you can be connected to the military in multiple other ways. That capacity still remains. But I want to ask you, your parents, what did they do? And I think they were not from a military background.
No,
what did they do?
So my father said to go ahead with it.
But what was the work they did?
My parents were in a civilian background. My mother is a principal, like she's retired now. And my father also was working in ITC in Bangalore itself.
Yeah.
So initially when I told them that I will be applying for the SSB exam, so they were quite shocked, surprised, because I have never spoken to them about joining the army. So my dad said, just go ahead with it, we'll look after whatever happens. But my mother, obviously, she said the same thing, that you should not go for it because you're too delicate. And obviously,
oh, you were told that?
Like every mother. But then I was like, no, I want to do it and I want to go ahead for it. And they were quite supportive after my entire, SSB process, and during my training also. They used to come over from Bangalore to Chennai and just to meet me on Sundays for just 4 hours. So, their support was what helped me move ahead.
And when you went to South Sudan, were they very nervous?
Yes, they were, because of the issues of conflict, and they were obviously worried because they're already scared for what happens in India, and they were like, in a different country, you're all together. But I was like, no, it's a deployment. It's the same thing. What I'm doing here, I'm going to be doing there. So I will go for it. And that's how I was able to go.
So did you tell them it's okay?
Yes.
You did, no?
Yes, I did. Because, through our training, you learn to, you kind of identify it as it's something, a routine affair. So for us, it is a routine.
Amazing. I have to say that for me, it's also an unfinished dream. Like, if I hadn't been a journalist, I would have loved to have been in the military, but when I was growing up, that was not even an option. There were no, there was a medical corps, of course, but like you couldn't actually be a soldier at the front line of combat. You couldn't go to South Sudan and, lead your unit there or your team there.